Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, August 17, 12:41 America, New York. Live updates. As Biden's domestic critics attack U.S. withdrawal, foreign allies offer guarded regret. Several U.S. allies issued expressions of guarded regret about the nature of the American withdrawal, though they largely avoided direct criticism of President Biden, who is under attack for misjudging the situation on the ground. Washington Post World, August 17, 12:02 America, New York. Tropical depression drenching earthquake-stricken Haiti. Tropical Depression Grace has begun drenching Haiti just 2 days after a powerful earthquake struck the impoverished Caribbean nation. Washington Post World, August 17, 12 o'clock America, New York. The world's moral obligation to Afghan refugees. The United States has a moral obligation, said Afghan-American novelist Khaled Hosseini. Admit as many Afghan refugees as possible. Washington Post World, August 17, 6:41 America, New York. More than 600 Afghans cram into one U.S. transport flight, as thousands flee the Taliban. Also on Monday, human remains were found in wheel well of a U.S. plane that left Afghanistan. RT World News, August 17, 6:35 America, New York. Poland set to scrap measure allowing judges to be punished for court rulings following dispute with EU. The Polish government announced on Tuesday that it will dismantle a controversial disciplinary chamber for judges that had sparked the EU's ire, although the country pledged to continue with judicial reforms.
BBC News World, August 17, 6:29 America, New York. Israel battles huge wildfire near Jerusalem. The blaze has destroyed some 2,000 hectares, 5,000 acres, of forest over the past 3 days.
RT World News, August 17, 6:29 America, New York. U.S. may seize Afghanistan's national reserves, but its threat to isolate Taliban is, indeed, unmoored from reality. The West attempted to halt the Taliban's march on Kabul with a threat of international isolation, but enforcing such a measure now that the city has fallen may be impossible, with Washington's global hegemony in decline.
Mirror World News, August 17, 6:27 America, New York. Taliban commander released from Guantanamo Bay, told them he was just a shopkeeper. Taliban commander Ghulam Rouhani reportedly told a review board at the Guantanamo Bay U.S. military prison that he would help his sick father run a store in Kabul when he returned to Afghanistan.
Wall Street Journal World News, August 17, 6:16 America, New York. Taliban consolidate control in Afghanistan's capital. In Kabul, many stores reopened, traffic police returned to their posts and a senior Taliban official arrived for contacts with political leaders affiliated with the fallen Afghan Republic. Thousands of Afghans employed by Western embassies remain stranded.
New York Times World News, August 17, 6:16 America, New York. Taliban official sits for TV interview with female presenter. A leading Afghan broadcaster featured a female anchor for the first time since the Taliban's recent takeover. New York Times World News, August 17, 6:14 America, New York. George W. Bush cites deep sadness over events in Afghanistan. The former president, who ordered the invasion of Afghanistan that drove the Taliban from power 2 decades ago, said the U.S. had a responsibility to its Afghan allies. Then President George W.
Mirror World News, August 17, 6:10 America, New York. Bus explosion which killed 2, was terrorism, as bride to be buried in wedding dress. Experts say a bomb was hidden behind a seat as the city of Voronezh, Russia, was rocked by the explosion, with 26 others injured in an attack which was first blamed on a gas leak.
Washington Post World, August 17, 6:09 America, New York. Poland tells EU it will shut disciplinary chamber for judges. Poland has told the European Union that it will shut down a chamber at its Supreme Court devoted to disciplining judges, an issue that has been at the center of a dispute between Warsaw and Brussels.
ABC News International, August 17, 6:09 America, New York. Poland tells EU it will shut disciplinary chamber for judges. Poland has told the European Union that it will shut down a chamber at its Supreme Court devoted to disciplining judges, an issue that has been at the center of a dispute between Warsaw and Brussels.
Mirror World News. August 17, 6:04 America, New York. New Zealand forced into strict lockdown after single COVID case detected in city. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said the strict measures would be imposed to deal with the first confirmed community infection in 6 months.
Wall Street Journal World News. August 17, 6:03 America, New York. Asian nations, hit by COVID-19 Delta wave, tighten curbs on movement. Governments across the Asia-Pacific region are tightening restrictions on daily life and travel as slow vaccination campaigns have failed to halt the spread of infections with the Delta variant of COVID-19.
Time: August 17, 6 o'clock America, New York. Why is everything more expensive right now? Let this stuffed giraffe explain. Yanni, a 4-foot plush giraffe, arrived on my doorstep in mid-July. Her neck bent backwards so that she could fit in the FedEx box, her brown eyes glassy, as if still finding her bearings after a long journey at sea.
Mirror World News. August 17, 5:56 America, New York. Desperate man straps himself to outside of evacuation plane in bid to escape Taliban. Distressing footage shows the civilian's limbs being helplessly thrown around as he attempted to get away from Kabul after the government collapsed and the Taliban took control.
Washington Post World. August 17, 5:53 America, New York. Archaeologists find skeleton. Evidence of Greek in Pompeii. Archaeologists have discovered a remarkably well-preserved skeleton during excavations in the ancient city of Pompeii.
Wall Street Journal World News. August 17, 5:51 America, New York. New Zealand orders lockdown after first COVID-19 case in 6 months. Authorities are assuming the new infection is the highly contagious Delta variant, and are awaiting genomic sequencing.
ABC News International. August 17, 5:43 America, New York. Prototype military transport plane crashes outside Moscow. A prototype military transport plane crashed while performing a test flight outside Moscow on Tuesday, Russian news agencies reported, citing Russia's United Aircraft Corporation.
RT World News. August 17, 5:37 America, New York. New Zealand to enter snap nationwide lockdown after reporting just one COVID case. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has announced a nationwide lockdown is due to come into effect after one COVID case has been detected, making it the country's first community-transmitted infection since February.